Hello again, everyone. From the softball field at Ashland High School, it's Ashland High School Varsity Sports on WACA-TV. This afternoon, the Ashland High School Clockers are hosting the Bellingham High School Blackhawks in a big Tri-Valley League match. Clockers looking for their first win of the season. And according to one of the mothers I spoke to, today could be the day. We'll find out. Steve Abbatini's squad has played very hard and had some close games, but haven't got the W yet. The pitcher for Ashland is number 9, Ayla Halleck. Ayla Halleck, pitching for Ashland. Pitcher, of course, the most important position. And I guess you could say in baseball and softball. Halleck high with everything on that first batter. Issues the free pass to Ashley Hughes. We're underway. Katie. Could be Matuzik. Could be something else. M-A-T. Matchek. Just plain Matchek. She's playing left today, batting second. Runner in first. Nobody out. We're just underway at Ashland High School. The Clockers and the Blackhawks. Bob Thacker and Connor Donovan bringing you this afternoon's game, being played on May 17th, 2021. And a full spring season will be played in the spring sports, including tournaments. So that's a great sign of progress during the pandemic. High again. It's been a pattern. She's got to bring it down. Again. It's in there. She swings. Fouled away. I'm thinking the count's full. Just can't seem to keep track of the count. Fastball grounded, fouled on the third base line. So Halleck starting to find the strike zone. Getting some swings. Cleans the ball on her pants. Now she's ready. Into the windup. I guess it was inside. No, it was ball 4. If we can zoom in on the third base coach, the fellow with the white hair for the Blackhawks. It's a great honor to have him at Ashland High School today. The legendary Hall of Famer, Dennis Baker, in his 25th year at the helm of Blackhawks softball. Former Ashland High School star, state champion when he played for the Clockers in baseball. And he also coached the Clockers as well. Former AD at Bellingham. A legend in Ashland. Longtime resident of Ashland. Number 3 hitter, theoretically your best, has got 2 runners on with nobody out. But they've got to wait for Halleck to find the strike zone, line drive, base hit, cut off by the left fielder beautifully. A run will score, but nothing else. 1-0 Hawks. A stinging base hit. That's the Bellingham pitcher who hit that too. Now the cleanup hitter comes to the plate. That was Charlotte McGregor. And this is Rhiann Haynes. Nobody out. 2 on, 1 run in. A troublesome first inning brewing for the black and white. For the blue and white has the trouble. The black and white have the benefits. Fastball's high. Counts 2-1 according to the ump. 2 umps in this Tri-Valley League matchup. Field looks green. Infield looks clean and well groomed. Ground ball fouled on the third base line. 2-2, the count evens. Halleck in desperate need of an out somewhere, somehow. Strikeout would be just fine with her. They change base softballs. Outfield straight away. Medium depth. Boom. Over the left fielder's head, just as I said it. Up against the wall. 1 run's home. 2 runs are going to score. And a ringing double for Rhiann Haynes. Rhiann Haynes doubles. And it's quickly 3-0 Blackhawks. And still nobody out. Haley Evans to the plate. She's the catcher this afternoon. Troublesome pattern here when Halleck finds the strike zone. They're really creaming it. At least the 3 and 4 batters. See, hoping for some relief further down in the batting order. This is the 5th batter. Haley Evans, the catcher. Didn't give her that one. 1-1. That one bounces off the ump. She already had third. No sense throwing it. So she'll advance on the wild pitch. Those are just a tad high. Not as high as she was throwing them to the first couple of batters, but still just a little too high and not getting swings on them either. It's too high again. She walks first and third, and still no outs. Brooke Sylvester, the right fielder, comes to the plate. That's too high. Defensively for Ashland, Erica Desiat is playing first base today. Gianna Abatini's at second. The shortstop is Patty McMullen. Third baseman Olivia Gleason. Left to right, Elaine Jones in left. Claire Sheridan in center and Jess Sullivan in right. Catching Ayla Halleck is Sophie Porter. Runner took second. Ayla Halleck in trouble. Nothing going right. She's got to get that ball at the knees. She gets that one in. It's popped to first and handled clean and run in just the way you should. The Clockers have an out. Thanks to Erica Desiata with that play at first. So Sylvester's retired, and here comes Olivia Corsia. She's playing third this afternoon for Coach Dennis Baker's Blackhawks. Big first out for Ashland. Good pop on that fastball, but not in the strike zone. Clock is pinching at the corners. She squares. And she offered, and they call it a strike. A long first inning for Ashland. One out. Bounced. She's going to score, and her runner's going to advance to third. As Rianne Haynes comes in. And Haley Evans ends up on third. So now it's 4-0. Ground ball. Alec handles it. She's got one. They throw to the plate. Doesn't connect. Run scores, but the Clockers have 2 outs. Score goes to 5-0, but there's 2 outs and nobody on now. Nice play by Ayla Halleck on that grounder to the mound. Handled it clean, made the quick throw to first. Gave her first baseman, Erica Desiata, a chance to throw home to try to have the runner. And it was pretty close, but it wasn't handled by the catcher. I think she was going to be safe anyway. Nobody on base, no harm on that ball. It's too high. Smallish crowd here. Threat of a shower, but we're dry right now. We had a few sprinkles or just at game time. About 75, 77 degrees in the clock town. The spring has really arrived in Ashland. It's in there. She swings and misses. Strike three. There's the tag. And that's going to do it. First strikeout of the game for Halleck. And the Blackhawks are retired, but they score 5. They had 2 hits. And they benefited by 3 walks, but they didn't leave anybody. We go to the bottom of the first. No. Something happened. There's been a recount. Clockers are back out on the field. Coach Baker's lost track of the outs. Well, let's say she didn't strike out. That was only 2 strikes. That was the issue. I saw a little hesitation. Now that should be 3. She's got to throw to first, and she does. So the strikeout stands. And now we go to the bottom of the first. After that confusion was over, let's check the Pecoraro scoreboard. Mark Pecoraro's scoreboard says Bellingham 5 and Ashland nothing. We'll be back with the bottom of the first. Stay with us. You're watching Ashland High School Varsity Sports on Ashland Television. Clockers coming up. They trail 5-0. Let's see what they can do with the Blackhawk pitcher, Charlotte McGregor. She bunts right away to start the inning. McGregor handles it and tosses her out. Great bid by Sophie Porter. But McGregor was ready. Got the put out. Now the Ashland pitcher, Ayla Halleck, is at the plate. She drives one to center field. The center field is there and catches it. 2 pitches, 2 outs. How about that? Now, I think this is the coach's daughter, Gianna Abatini. Batting third, playing second. Grounds it on the first pitch. They call it a foul ball. So it's not going to be a 3-pitch inning for McGregor. But the Clockers are swinging the bats. Ground ball fouled on the third base line, 0-2. Abatini trying to extend the inning. Too high, 1-2. Could be Abatine, too. 2 pronunciations. The one I use, which could be either, is the correct one. That's a pop to short, and that ends the Clocker first. 1-2-3. A great inning for Katie McGregor of the Blackhawks. We go to the top of the second. It's Bellingham 5 and Ashland nothing. Blackhawks up in the second. They sent 8 girls to the plate in the first and scored 5 times. And this is the first baseman, Ariana Easter, leading off. Ilya Halleck got off to a brutal start in the first inning, but she retired the last 3 batters. And that's how she started pitching in the first inning. She was very high early in the inning and then found her control later on. So we'll see what happens here. Sun breaking through. Game started late. It's 10 past 5. So that's why you see those shadows already. Too high. Over the catcher. Porter couldn't find that one. No one could. Halleck in the circle. Now she's ready. That's in there. Number 9 hitter. You want to just get it over. Make her swing. Foul. Now you got 2 strikes on her. Right down Broadway, line drive to Aberdeen at second base, and there's 1 out. Good contact by Ister, but it wasn't really hit that hard. Aberdeen handled it cleanly and easily. Now the top of the order, the lefty, Ashley Hughes, walked in the first to lead off the game. Came around to score, fouls this one back. Fastball, that's a strike. So she's got 2 strikes on another hitter. And once you get 2 strikes on a hitter, the hitter's protecting and is more likely to swing at your pitches. That one's too high. Didn't have anything to think about there. You got to give her something to think about. It's got to be close. Swinging bunt. Fouled away. Count holes. I think it's 2-2. Again, this time she rolls it to short. Handled clean, but she beats it. It's a clean hit. Patty McMullen's throw sort of slightly may have pulled Erica Desiata off the base, but that was a base hit. She was going to beat that either way. The girls like that running swing because it gets them to first quickly on what is usually a slowly hit ground ball. And it worked perfectly for Ashley Hughes there. So Halleck's streak of 4 straight Blackhawks retires retired ends. And now it's 1 out and 1 on. And I guess you got to watch for Hughes to be stealing. Trying to remember the rule. I don't think she can leave the base until the ball is released. There's no lead permitted in softball. Let's see when she gets off the base. Is it when the ball's released or when it reaches the catcher or the home plate? Bunt. Handled. Out. Abatine covering from her second base position. The runner advances, but now there's 2 outs. Nice play again by Ayla Halleck. So Matzek's retired. And now the dangerous Charlotte McGregor is up. She had a ringing base hit to the outfield her first trip. 2 outs. The runner ends up on second. That's Ashley Hughes. Halleck rocks and fires. Ground ball fouled on the third baseline. There's been many of those today already. Clockers don't pinch in on first and third in this situation. Count goes to 1-1. Fastball flied to left. She's got it. It's 3 outs. Very nice catch out there. She had to come from left center, but Elaine Jones makes the play. The Hawks are retired. They don't score in the second inning. A good inning for Ashland. We go to the bottom of the second. Bellingham 5, Ashland nothing. You're watching Ashland High School Varsity Sports on WACA-TV. Looks like we're heading for a beautiful evening here in Ashland. As the Hawks take the field. And the Ashland cleanup hitter, Elaine Jones, steps to the plate. Elaine just made that nice catch out in left field to end the prior inning. Across the letters, I guess. Looked a little high, 1-1. Ump is given that high strike on occasion. Equipment problem. As the sun comes up, we needed some shades out in right field. A good move. Too high that time. Charlotte McGregor pitching. I may have been calling her Katie, but she issues her first pass of the afternoon, and Ashland has its first base runner in Elaine Jones. And here comes Erica Desiata, the Clocker first base girl. She offered strike 1. She gets that one down. Play to first. They get her. Clockers advance the runner. It's a sacrifice for Desiata. Who's up? Jess Sullivan. Playing right field this afternoon. Swing and a miss. Runner on second, one out. Sullivan swings and misses. She may have pulled a string on that one. Ground ball hard to third, hits her in the chest, hits her in the neck. She stopped it. It took a hop. Hit her, looked like it hit her right in the throat, stunned her momentarily. It's going to go as a base hit for Jess Sullivan on that bad hop, I guess we'd have to call it. The Bellingham girl who tried to make that play was Olivia Corsia. And she's fine. She's staying in. Coach Dennis Baker making sure she's okay. So now the Clockers are in business. 2 on, 1 out. And Claire Sheridan, the center fielder, at the plate. She's a lefty. Facing Charlotte McGregor, and ball 1. McGregor in her first trouble of the afternoon. 2 on, 1 out. That's too high. Well, counts 1-1. She took something off that, but it's too high. 2-1. Bellingham infield, that double play depth. That sails outside. It's 3-1. McGregor steps to the dish, and here we go. That's too high, ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for Patty McMullen, the Clocker shortstop. Patty coiled at the plate. Here we go. She popped it up. Who's got it? Infield fly rule called. With less than 2 outs. Patty out automatically. Runners advance at their own risk. And a big second out for the Hawks. And now it's up to Olivia Gleason if the Clockers are going to score this inning. She fouls it off down the first base line. The Blackhawk girl couldn't get that one. The first base girl. One strike count. A hard ground ball fouled, just fouled down the third base line. So Olivia Gleason having no trouble swinging the bat against Charlotte McGregor and making contact, but now she's got 2 strikes on her. Let's see what McGregor does. Good spot for the off-speed pitch. See if he can get a swing and a miss. She puts it in there. It's hit to right field. Could be trouble. It drops in. Gets past the right fielder. 1 run's in. 2 runs are in. Clock is trying to clear the bases, and they do. It's a 3-run double. Safe at second. They almost picked off Olivia Gleason, who delivers a 3-run double to right field. And the Clockers are right back in the game. 5-3 now. Runner still in scoring position. And Maya Dickinson at the plate. Maya the extra player, I guess, today. The extra hitter. She bunts. Runner goes to third. They try to throw at her first. She throws it away. The run's coming in. And Dickinson ends up on second. If that was her. No, that was Sophie Porter. Dickinson is just an extra player here. Sophie Porter with a very nice bunt. But we got to give an error to the pitcher on that. Bad throw sends her to second. A run comes in. She tries to steal. Porter's safe at third. Double tag, still safe. She stays on the bag. Stolen base for Sophie Porter. Ayla Halleck at the plate. And that's it. I missed that. What happened? Caught by the catcher for the pop-out, and that ends the Ashland second, but they score 4. The big blow, the bases loaded, bases clearing, double by Olivia Gleason. And we've played 2 complete, and it's Bellingham 5 and Ashland 4. We'll be right back with the third inning. Stay with us. Third inning at Ashland High School. As the Clockers with a big 4-run second have tightened this one up. It's 5-4, Bellingham in the lead as we go to the third. A low pitch, but she swings and fouls it off. This is Rhiann Haynes, who had a big double in the first inning that scored 2 runs. Knocked in 2 runs. She also scored. So she's a dangerous hitter. She hit it over the left fielder's head for that double. Yes, strike 2. That might have been Alia's best pitch of the afternoon. Let's see what happens here. Haynes anxious to hit. Keep it away from her maybe. Let's see what happens. A little too high. That was a good pitch. She might have chased it. Halleck ready. Haynes ready. Here we go. Too high. Count evens 2-2. Outfield slightly deeper now. They've seen what Haynes can do after that ringing double in the first inning. That's too low. Wait a minute, hit her. So a hit batter gives her a free pass to first base. Bad way to start the inning. And the catcher Evans up. She walked her first trip. I like the idea of keeping it down on Haynes, keeping it low. She swung at a low pitch for the first strike of the at-bat. But that one hit her right in the toe. Hard ground ball to second. Eats up Abatini, goes into right field. Fielded clean. They throw to third. Too late. And I guess that's going to have to be an E4 on Abatini. And Haynes goes to third. Sullivan made a good throw to third, but it was too late. Fouled at the plate, strike 1. First and third, no out for the Hawks. Holding a 5-4 lead here in the top of the third inning. So Halleck is back in the soup. They show bunt, but it's too high. Runner takes second. Easily, no throw. Squares again. Again too high. 2-1. Runners are at second and third now. Nobody out. She shows bunt, but it's way low and short of the plate, and it's going to be ball 4. So that's the 4th walk issued by Halleck today to go along with a hit batter. And now the bases are loaded with nobody out. And Brooks Silvestri, the right fielder's at the plate. Too high again. Halleck having trouble finding that strike zone. They've been too high or too low. Rolls that one in for ball 2. Ground, that's going to score a run. Play at the plate way too late. All the runners advance. 6-4. That one's in there. Corsia grounded out to the pitcher her last trip. Too high. She walks. Second consecutive walk. And we got the bases loaded now for Bellingham. And here comes our first visit to the mound. And as is customary, all infielders and the catcher join in the visit. And a nice touch. I always like the outfielders take the opportunity to gather in center to visit. Softball traditions more than anything else. Conference is over. He's sticking with Halleck. Words of encouragement have been delivered. Perhaps a mechanical tip. We'll see. Grace Alley at the plate. She struck out her first time. It's too low. Porter doing a great job behind the plate. A lot of low pitches to smother. Too low again. Bounces off the shin guards. And another run is going to score. All the runners advance. Second run of the inning. The score goes to 7-4. Bellingham. Still no outs. Ayla trying to find that strike zone desperately. The bunt on the high pitch goes foul. So they help out Ayla there. Didn't quite see what the call there. 2 balls and 1 strike. It was called a ball. Ashland coach questioning whether she offered at that. Umpire says she did not offer. Although she may not have pulled the bat back to the satisfaction of the Ashland coach. Ground ball, second base. Abatini boots it. Everybody's safe. Another run's in. And now there's runners at first and third. And the number 9 hitter, Ariana Easter, steps to the plate. She popped a second her first trip. She kicks and fires. Bunted. It stays fair. Got to make the play. They do. They throw home wild. And the runner advances to third. Sacrifice bunt by Ariana Easter. Gets Gracie Alley to second. She goes to third on the error by Erica DeCiara at first base. 3 errors for Ashland in this inning. There are only 3 of the game. Walks have hurt, and now errors have hurt. Blackhawks have no hits in this inning, but they've already scored 4 runs. They only have 3 hits in the game. The good news, there is 1 out. And that was a nice play. Hard grounded to short, handled, thrown out. Beautiful play by Patty McMullen at shortstop. 2 outs. Another run scored, but now the bases are empty. So it's a 5-run inning for Bellingham. Duplicating what they did in the first inning. 2 outs, nobody on. Katie Metzger up. Fly ball. It's going to drop into left field softly for a base hit. A clean single for Matzek. And the Blackhawks have batted around. as Charlotte McGregor steps to the plate. Too high. Hard ground ball eats up McMullen. Oh, it rolled to the second base girl. It looked like a force out had been made, but the ump says she got there first. Could be an error on McMullen. Could be counted as a hit. To check with the official scorer. Ball was hit hard. Really handcuffed her. 2 on, 2 out. 5 in, 10-4 Hawks. Batting in the visiting third inning. Fouled over Coach Dennis Baker's head into the woods. Too high. Fly ball, left field line, foul. Off the batting cage. Bounced in for a ball. Fly ball. Short left. McMullen makes the play and gets tipped by her left fielder for her trouble. But the inning mercifully comes to an end. As the Blackhawks send 10 girls to the plate, score 5 times. Home half of the third coming up. It's Bellingham 10 and Ashland 4. Abatine leads it off for Ashland. She popped to short her first trip. Abatine's ready. That was a good pitch. That's a strike. Not a pitch you want to swing at, right on the outside corner. Gian said no thanks. She swings at this one. It's in right field, and it's a base hit. just out of the reach of the second baseman. And G. Abatine leads off the Ashland third with a single. Third hit of the game for the Clockers. And Elaine Jones at the plate. She took a walk in the big 4-run second to start things in the 4-run second. Takes a hard line drive to short. Not handled clean. Habatine's safe at second. She would not slide, but she made it standing up. So consecutive. Well, I guess we have to give an error on that to the shortstop. Where's this one? Gets past the catcher, and the Clocker base runners advance. So the Clockers in business, second and third, nobody out. Erica Desiato at the plate. She's played a good first base this afternoon. Had to sacrifice her first time up. Charlotte McGregor on the mound. This one's driven to center field and caught. Tag play. She tags at third and scores the run. Sacrifice fly for Erica Desiata. That enables Gianna to score. And the Clockers close the deficit to 10-5. And that's the first out of the inning. Elaine Jones stuck at second. Jess Sullivan at the plate. She had a base hit her first time up. She twirls that bat. She gets into a bunting stance. Pulls it back. Pitch was way high. Again, she walks. That puts runners at first and second. Third walk issued by Charlotte McGregor of the Hawks. And this brings Claire Sheridan to the plate. She walked her first trip. Rolled in, ball one. Runners on first and second, one out. Bellingham 10, Ashland 5. Bottom of the third inning. Fly ball, center field, deep. It falls. One runs in, and the runners end up at second and third on a booming double by Claire Sheridan. What a blast. The outfield was medium to shallow, and it just kept going right over the center fielder's head. The runners had to hold. They weren't sure if it was going to be caught. But Jones scored the second run of the inning. Sullivan ended up on third, and Sheridan's on second. And I don't know if this is Patty McMullen. Almost had a hit down that left field line. Could be, I might have her first name wrong. I'm checking with my staff right now. She's ready to hit. Inside pitch. Her name is actually Peyton, but she could be Patty for short. Yeah, Peyton. Ooh, too low. Nothing to think about there. They steal home. Safe! And the runner goes to third as well. Brilliant base running by Jess Sullivan. Steals home. It's the third run of the inning for Ashland. Still only one out. Claire Sheridan went to third on the play. Peyton McMullen still has a chance to hit. Fastball drilled down the left field line, a base hit. Played clean. She wants two. She slides. Safe at second. Peyton McMullen with a double. Back-to-back doubles for Ashland. 4 runs in. It's 10-8. Olivia Gleason at the plate. And Dennis Baker, the coach of the Hawks, to the mound for a conversation. All 9 fielders. Converge for the conference. And he's sticking with Charlotte McGregor as his pitcher. Go to third, safe again. Clockers are running. On McGregor and Porter, the battery combo for Bellingham. Now there's a runner in third. See if they send her home. They already stole home once this inning. Too high. Clockers, if nothing else, have rattled McGregor this inning. They scored 4 times. Still just 1 out. And a runner now on third. Good pitch, fouled away. Olivia Gleason at the plate. She had to double her first trip. The biggest hit of the game for the Clockers at that time. Bases clearing 3-run double. She slides this one. Short hop. Beautiful play by the shortstop, but another run for Ashland. Excellent short hop play. A very tough play for Rianne Haynes of the Hawks. And she made it perfectly, which is what she needed to do to retire Gleason. Now it's the top of the order. Sophie Porter up. Sophie is grounded to the mound. Reached on an error. Stole a base. It's already played a great catcher. She comes up with nobody on and 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, Ashland has rallied again from a 10-4 deficit to make it 10-9. Some timely hitting and some great base running. Oh, looking all the way. Put right in there for a strike. Sophie batting leadoff this afternoon. Takes another one. There have not been a lot of called strikes in this game so far. Warm-up action in the Ashland bullpen. Too low. She ticked it foul. Today's game being played on May 17th, 2021. Brought to you by Marathon Deli in Ashland on Route 135. The best sandwich in town, bringing you all the spring sports. There's a fly ball. Center field. They race in. And a good play, a heads-up play by a shallow playing Ashley Hughes. And she ends a nightmarish third inning for the Blackhawks. The Clockers get 5. And we've played 3. And it's Bellingham 10 and Ashland 9. You're watching Ashland High School Varsity Sports on WACA-TV. Stay with us. Let's see who the Hawks are going to send to the plate. They're going to start with Evans, Silvestri, and Corsia. They're clinging to a 10-9 lead. Nice clean home plate to start the 4th. And it has been a battle for Alia Halleck. Line drive, base hit to center field. Starts the Hawk 4th in the way that they like. Here comes Silvestri. She fouls off the first pitch. So the Hawks are swinging. And I'm not so sure that we don't have a new pitcher out there. Let me get a look at her number. And we do have a new pitcher. It's old number 12. The shortstop heretofore, Peyton McMullen, starts the 4th inning for Ashland. Let's see if Kayla went to short. I'm guessing she did. Abatine handles that one. Yeah. Kayla Halleck went to short, so they switch positions, her and McMullen. And McMullen's got an out and a base runner. Olivia Corsier at the plate. She's walked and grounded to the mound. Foul ball out of play. No chance. Low in the dirt, gets away, no advance. Didn't get away far enough. Pop up, infield. Who calls it? Halleck takes it from her shortstop position. 2 infield flies for the first 2 outs of this 4th inning. Haley Evans still at first, and Gracie Alley at the plate. Gracie has K'd and reached on an error. That's a little low, I guess. No advance. Sophie Porter did a good job of blocking that one to keep that runner on first. That one's too low, too. Good pitches, but just missing low. Or so it seems from our vantage point here. 2 balls, no strikes. Here we go. Again, low. 3-0 pitch. We assume she's taking all the way, but you never know. If you can lay it in there, do it. There's a strike, looped over. Not much on it, but she was taken. 3-1 now. See if she can come back. No, I guess it was outside. First pass issued by McMullen. Now she's got a runner in scoring position to deal with at second, Haley Evans, and Ariana Ister, the number 9 girl, the number 9 hitter coming to the plate. Important to throw strikes now. She's got 2 outs, 2 on. Low again. Not getting that call at the knees. But that's a tough pitch. You get that just a little bit high as she overcompensates, but you got to swing 1-1. The shadows lengthening at Ashland High School as we're past 6 o'clock now. Late started game due to exams, and there's a base hit to right field. We're going to have a play at the plate. Here it comes. It's cut off and relayed poorly. And the run scores, and the runners end up on second and third. Would have been interesting if they had let that throw go through. Might have been close at home, but it was cut off and then thrown into the dirt past Porter. So I guess we have to give Desiata an error on that throw. Permitting Ariana Ister to go to second, I guess, would be the ruling. So now there's runners on second and third, and Ashley Hughes at the plate, the left-handed hitter. She has a walk, a single, and grounded out. Pops it up. Third base. Shortstop. Out! What a play! Ayla Halleck with a beautiful play to end the trouble. From her shortstop position. And Bellingham just gets 1 run that inning. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Bellingham 11 and Ashland 9. You're watching Ashland High School softball, sponsored by the Marathon Deli, the best sandwich in town. Okay, we're back for the home half of the 4th, 11-9. We got a real barn burner here at Ashland High School. The Blackhawks and the Clockers, Bob Thacker and Connor Donovan, bring you this afternoon's game on WACA-TV. And it's been a game of big innings. Bellingham has had 2 5-run innings, and the Clockers have had a 4-run inning and a 5-run inning. Hawks added 1 in the top of the 4th, and the score's 11-9. Ayla Halleck, who made a great play to end the 4th, is at the plate. She starts us with a walk to lead off the 4th. Gianna Abatine comes to the plate. She singled her last time up. She's also popped to short. Over her head, the runner's going. The slide, pop-up slide by Halleck, safe at second. Stolen base. Puts a runner in scoring position. And a 1-ball count on Gianna Abatine. Ooh, she let that one go, and it was a good one. She didn't like it. Might have been outside corner. Line drive. Oh, the shallow center fielder made the play. Great defensive positioning. Don't quite understand that throw to the plate, but a nice play otherwise by the center fielder for the first out of the inning. Elaine Jones at the plate. She's walked and reached on an error. Scored 2 runs. That ball gets through the catcher, sending Halleck to third. It's 11-9. 1 out in the 4th. A runner at third. Line drive, ground ball, up the middle, base hit. It's 11-10. Jones delivers the run. Ground ball up the middle. Desiata comes to the plate. She has 2 sacrifices, a bunt sacrifice and a sacrifice fly that brought in a run. So she's officially 0 for 0 today. They're going. They're running. Safe again. Clock is stealing bases. Some fairly close plays, but they've won them all. They got them all. They're all been safe. That was inside. Maybe low. Called the ball. And a quick timeout for Desiata to chalk with her third base coach. Now everybody's ready. Here we go. Looped. Charlotte McGregor continues to toil for the Hawks. That one gets through. Oh, it was ball 4, but it got through. And that allowed Jones to go to third. First and third now, 1 out. Tying run at third, and Jess Sullivan at the plate. Bunt. Handled. Fakes to first. Trying to get the runner at third. No, Blackhawk was covering third. So she didn't make a throw, so it's not a fielder's choice. It's a base hit for Sullivan. Now the bases are loaded. McGregor didn't take the out. And we'll see if that comes back to haunt her. She didn't want that tying run to score. She'd rather keep her on third than get the out at first. She was also hoping to catch her coming home, too. But no Blackhawk covered third base, so no play back that way was possible. And now, to Charlotte's chagrin, she comes home on the wild pitch. Anyway, and they pick a girl. They picked a girl off third. Wow. I was just looking down at my scorecard, and shockingly, Erica Desiata, I guess, was picked off third. Fly ball to straightaway center is caught. And I think that's 3 outs. It is. 2 big plays by the center fielder that inning, and a big pickoff at third base. Helps the Hawks limit the damage to just 2 runs. The good news is the Clockers tie the game at 11. We've played 4, 11-11. 5th inning. Now I'm wondering, do they play 6 or 7? They do play 7. McMullen in her 2nd inning gets a pop-up to the catcher that gets dropped. It's a foul ball. It goes as a strike and an E2. Sophie had it all the way and then just dropped it as it hit her mitt. Swing and a miss. Strike two. So Peyton McMullen trying to get her catcher off the hook. Rolls that one home. 1-2. Rolls another one in. 2-2. The batter is Katie Matusik, the left fielder, who's had many different last names today. But I've decided on Matusik for this at-bat. Oh, just a little high. He wouldn't ring her up. Count is full, 3-2. McMullen's fastball foul tip, not held by Porter. So the count stays 3-2. Katie with a walk, a sacrifice, and a single. Line drive into left field. Hard hit ball. And Matusik starts the fifth with a base hit for the Hawks. So the missed foul ball hurts Ashland. The Bellingham pitcher, who's toiled hard, is at the plate. Charlotte McGregor, she singled, flied to left, and reached on an error. Peyton gets a swing and a miss. Too high. She goes for it. Strikes her out. Runner gets to second on the steal. Only the second strikeout of the game for Ashland pitching, and Peyton's first. Now the runner gets to third. One out. Coach Baker is talking to his girl on third, Katie Matusik. He wants her to score this inning. See if they try to get her in some way, somehow, without the benefit of a hit. McMullen working. And that's too high. One out in the inning. Runner on third. The go-ahead run at third. Swing and a miss. Peyton McMullen. Hard grounder fouled on the third base line. 2 strikes. I think the count's 2-2. Let's see what the ump says. Well, can't see the fingers. Didn't hear what he said. But I know there's 2 strikes. And that was a full count pitch, and she didn't get it there, and it's ball 4. Now it's first and third, 1 out. 11-11 in the 5th inning. Hard ground ball to third, right through her. The Hawks take the lead. Second error of the inning for Ashland. Sixth error of the game. Runners at first and second now. Bounced home. Still just one out. One run is home. 12-11 now, Blackhawks. McMullen has once again temporarily lost. We hope temporarily lost the strike zone. Got to reset herself. Bounce that one. 3-0. The runner goes and is safe. Now anything that's mishandled by the catcher is another run for Bellingham. Ground ball. Gets by the pitcher. Abatini has it. She hurries her throat. Dropped. Tessiada didn't catch it. She was so anxious to throw home. A crying shame. Another error for Ashland. And another run for Bellingham, 13-11, and another timeout by the Ashland coaching staff for a chat. This inning has not been well played by the Clockers. 3 errors in the inning, 7 on the game. They would love to limit the damage to 2 runs, but there's 2 on and only 1 out. And Olivia Corsia at the plate. It's grounded out, flied out, and walked. Hitless on the day. Pops this one up. Abatini calls for it, takes it, tries to double up with the girl at first, but she get back. And now there's 2 outs. Big play by Abatini. Now Grace Alley comes up. She struck out, reached on an error, and walked. She pops that one into foul ground. Great try by Desiata, but she just couldn't get there. Ground ball. Desiata has it. She makes the play unassisted. The sides retire. Big play by Desiata. That ends the inning. The damage is the 2 go-ahead runs and nothing more, even though the Blackhawks had 2 on with just 1 out. McMullen bears down and gets the remaining 2 outs to keep the score. Bellingham 13 and Ashland 11 as we go to the home half of the 5th. Who's leading off for Ashland? It's Peyton McMullen, who got out of trouble last inning with a good pitching performance. Patty today with a big double and a fly out to the shortstop. Over her head, ball. Swing and a miss. Charlotte McGregor continues into the 5th inning for the Hawks. McMullen fouls that one out of play. Too high. Fouled away. McMullen putting on a tough at bat. Another one foul. The two pitchers battles. McGregor wins it. She strikes out McMullen. Gleason's up. She had a big double, big bases clearing double. And that ball is dropped by McGregor for an error, and Gleason reaches. That's a little fatigue. Some well-earned fatigue, I guess you'd have to say, by Charlotte McGregor. She can't believe she dropped that with a little soft pop. Gleason's got first base, and now Sophie Porter's up. Sophie has grounded to the mound, reached on an error, stole a base, and flied to center. Infield is in close for Bellingham. So in order to burn them, you got to slug it over their heads, and that's happened once or twice this afternoon. But mostly they've benefited from playing shallow, as some balls that could have dropped for singles have been caught. Center fielders played particularly well. Ashley Hughes, a slow roller to the mound. McGregor has it, gets the out. A swinging bunt, so no sacrifice for Hughes. For Porter. Runner goes to second, but now there's two outs with Ayla Halleck at the plate. Ayla made some nice plays at shortstop. The 2 innings she's been out there. Swings that one and fouls it backwards. (13-11). Runner in scoring position at second for Halleck. Ayla pitched the first 3 innings, and they had played the last 2 at shortstop, and she pops this one up. Pitcher calls, McGregor catches it, and that's it for Ashland in the 5th. We've played 5. It's Bellingham 13, Ashland 11. Today's game in all spring sports brought to you by Marathon Deli on Route 135, Ashland. And thanks to them for supporting Ashland High School varsity sports this year and past seasons as well. First pitch of the 6th inning bounces on the plate. Ball 1, 13-11, and it's getting late. Clock is trying to get their first win of the season. Swing and a miss, strike 1. McMullen sets. Here it comes. She's into her 3rd inning. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Ister's at the plate. She singled her last time up. Just got a piece. 1-2's the count remains. Too high. She swings. Pops it to first. Handled clean. 1 out. Desiata with the good play. She's made the last 2 plays for Ashland. And now we're to the top of the order. Ashley Hughes, the center fielder, has had a good game defensively and has a base hit and a walk in her 4 trips to the plate. Looking to make that swinging bunt there. The Ashland third baseman moves in a little. The first base girl also moves in. Desiata at first, of course, and Gleason at third. She does get this one down. Porter handles it. Throw pulls Abatine off the bag, allowing Hughes to reach. It has to be a base hit because it was a very close play. Even if it didn't pull her off the bag. And this a pop-up. Anybody? Porter couldn't get to it. It bounces foul, untouched. So it's just a foul ball strike. Hard hit, left field, fair ball. They hold her to a single. First and second, 1 out. And McMullen all of a sudden in trouble again. Clockers need an out, and the dangerous Charlotte McGregor at the plate. Charlotte struck out her last time. She's going to be looking for revenge against McMullen here. McMullen's got to keep her guessing. She'd love a ground ball to the infield. Porter in trouble. It squirts past her. And the runners advance, killing the force plays at the bases. Fastball fouled away. Out of play. Count is 1-2. 1 out, 2 on. 6th inning. Too high, 2-2. Fooled this girl the last time she was up. Can McMullen get another one by her right now? Let's see. Here it comes. She swings and fouls it out of play again. Over the backstop. Here it comes, too high. They're ready again. Here it comes. Swing and a miss again, fouled out of play. Quite a battle here between McGregor and McMullen. That's going to be foul also. So McMullen has thrown a lot of strikes this at-bat, and McGregor's really made her work. From the back of the circle. She finds the rubber, and here it comes. Fly ball, right field, called for, caught, 2 outs, play at the plate. Not in time. Hawks get the run. Sacrifice fly by McGregor. A big run for Bellingham. It's 14-11. And a big out for Ashland. 2 outs. The cleanup hitter, Rhiannon Haynes. Watch out here. Rhiannon showed tremendous power with a first inning double over the Ashland left fielder's head. She's been quiet since. She's been hit by a pitch and walked. But obviously she's got power. The Clocker outfield swung around towards left and medium deep. Swing and a miss. Haynes digs in. McMullen is in a hurry. Fastball popped up in a difficult place. It falls. Fair ball. Down the right field line. It's thrown to nobody. Scooped up by McMullen in the circle. And that goes as a bloop triple for Rhiannon Haynes. And an RBI. Makes it 15-11. Clockers need an out here to avoid further damage. Haley Evans walked, reached on an error, singled, and reached again on an error. Pops this one straight up. McMullen wants it, takes it, and side's retired. So that stops the bleeding at 1. Important run. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, it's Bellingham 15. Well, wait a minute here. They got 2 runs that inning? They sure did. They got 2 runs that inning. It's Bellingham 15 and Ashland 11 as the Clockers come up in the bottom of the 6th. Ashland half of the 6th. They're down 4. Trying to get their first win of the year here. They're within striking distance against the Blackhawks. But they've got to get some runs. Giabatini at the plate. Hard ground ball. Handled clean. The long throw. The stretch. Out at first. Beautiful play by the Blackhawk third base girl, Olivia Corsia. A nice stretch by the first base girl, Ariana Easter. And they get a big out. Gianna hit that ball good. Stuck in her glove, and she made that long pressure-packed throw from third base to get her. Lane Jones is up. Singled, walked, and reached on an error. Ground ball to the mound. McGregor has it, throws her out. 2 outs, just like that. In the Ashland 6th. And if they're going to get anything going this inning, and it's going to be up to Erica Desiata. 2 sacrifices and a walk in this game so far. And they call that one a ball across the letters. Might have been outside. Marek McGregor got a godsend, as tired as she is, to get those 2 quick outs to start the inning. highlighted by a fabulous defensive play by Olivia Corsia at third base, who almost tried to make another one, but she couldn't reach that. That was behind the fence. Blinded by the sun. Almost got hit. Retrieved, and now McGregor's got it, and we're ready to play. Desiada's ready. Here it comes. Too high. Same pitch, not close. McGregor's lost her bearings here for the moment. Takes a little extra time. Stretches the arm out a little. Now gets in the set position. Lets it fly. Fly ball down the left field line is going to be out of play. And we could be out of softballs. We're going to have to retrieve one here. Coach Baker offers one up. And we're going to play. Always a problem. The ball's going into the woods. Difficult to retrieve. Line drive over the center fielder's head. She's got first. She's going to take a double. Erica Desiada, a ringing double over the center fielder's head with 2 outs in the 6th. And Jess Sullivan up 2 for 2 with a walk. And if I'm not mistaken, also has the base running play of the game where she stole home. Back in the 3rd inning. Most exciting play is the steal of home. That's right to the left fielder who ends the inning. Good wood by Sullivan, but the left fielder was up to it. Katie Matuzak, and that's going to do it for Ashland. They're held scoreless in the 6th inning. We played 6, Bellingham 15, Ashland 11. The last inning of the game of regulation coming up. The sun is setting in the clock town. Almost 7 o'clock here on May 17th, 2021. The Clockers in their home whites. The Blackhawks in their visiting black, all black uniforms with white trim and numbers. And Ashland's trying to get their first win. They had this game tied at 11, but Bellingham has chipped away a little at a time to build themselves a 15-11 lead. They scored 2 runs in each of the last 2 innings, where the Clockers have been held without a run in the last 2 innings, and that's the difference in the game. And McMullen goes into her 4th inning of relief of Ayla Halleck. And she's given up, let's see, she's given up 5 of Bellingham's 15 runs. And she's given up 6 hits. Only 1 walk. Troublesome defense. Bad defensive inning in the 5th for the Clockers. Hurt McMullen. Who has only walked 1 batter. And has 1 strikeout as well. So here we go. Brooke Silvestri. Popped to first, walked, popped to second, and reached on an error. Hits a ground ball to short. Base hit. To the left of the Ashland shortstop, and it doesn't look like Ayla's playing short anymore. It looks like Ayla's Hollick is out of the game. It could be Maya Dickinson. It could be the Ashland shortstop. Maya wears 21. See if we get a look at the back of her uni. There's a base hit. Caught! Take the words right out of my mouth. What a defensive play. I thought that was a hit for sure. But Claire Sheridan made a diving catch to make a liar out of me. Great play by Sheridan. Ground ball to second. Abatini throws her out. The first base girl Easter is up now. There's 2 outs. Runner at second. Looked pretty good. Right to the first base girl. Sides retired. Great inning for Ashland and Peyton McMullen. The Hawks are kept off the board. And we go to the last of the 7th. Bellingham 15, Ashland 11. Last call for Ashland. The Blackhawks huddle on the mound. 4 to tie, 5 to win. It's Bellingham 15 and Ashland 11. Claire Sheridan, who made that fabulous catch in center field last half inning, is going to lead it off, a left-handed hitter against the hard-working Charlotte McGregor, who throws it over everyone for ball 1. McGregor has had 2 straight scoreless innings since giving up 2 to the Clockers in the 4th and letting them tie the game. Swing and a miss, strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sheridan had a double in the big Clocker 3rd inning when they scored 5 runs. She also scored 2 runs. She's also walked. Foul ball, not reachable by the third base girl. She's got 2 strikes on her now. She's got to protect. Got to get on some way, somehow. Clockers need base runners. They're down 4. Last of the 7th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Soft pitch and a soft swing. You have to think Claire might have been a little bit fooled by that pitch. Only, let's see, that's only the 2nd strikeout for Charlotte McGregor today. 1 out in the 7th. And Peyton Patty McMullen at the plate. Did a great job pitching for the Clockers. The last 4 innings. She held the potent Blackhawk offense to 5 runs. She's trying to get on and help herself here and help her team. Clockers need base runners. Line drive, base hit. Left field, left center. Played by the left fielder. And McMullen starts it off with a base hit with 1 out. Olivia Gleason comes to the plate. She's doubled, grounded out, and reached on an error. Bounced. McMullen can't take too many chances on the bases. Her run not really meaning anything as the Clockers need 4. 4 to tie, 5 to win. Popped. Foul. No one can get it down the third base line. One and one, I think. McGregor trying to close it out right here for the win. Clockers want to get some base runners on. Give her something to think about. That one floats in for strike 2. 1 and 2. Ground ball. Third base. She's got it. The long throw. She bounces it past. Clockers are going to score. They throw to the mound. Safe at second. A very dangerous play by Olivia Gleason, but she managed to get back. Peyton McMullen scores. Throw from third base. Olivia Corcio made such a beautiful play earlier in the ball game. Couldn't make that one. Throw bounced and skipped right past the first base girl. Gleason ends up on second, and McMullen ends up scoring, so it's 15 to 12. Clockers need one more base runner to bring the tying run to the plate. Sophie Porter is the batter. With Gleason on second and 1 out. Bottom of the 7th, 15 to 12. Clockers trail by 3. McGregor drops the ball. No box. Gets away, and Gleason has third. Clockers trying to rally for their first win of the season right here at Ashland High School. The hard-working Ashland catcher Sophie Porter at the plate. Sophie's has grounded to the mound twice, reached on an error, and fly to center. Line drive, sinking fast, and drops in for a base hit. Another run scores. It's 15 to 13 as Porter delivers. Runner at first now, still only 1 out. And this would have been Ayla Halleck's spot. But we're thinking it's Maya Dickinson, who took over last inning at shortstop. Halleck wasn't moving too well. She may have been injured. It's high. She's going. Safe without a slide is Porter. Risky business. But she takes second, takes off the force play. Clockers need 2 runs. Tying run at the plate. Over her head. Porter taking risks on the bases. Fouled away. Good swing. I think it is Ayla at the plate, right? Ellie, they're calling her. Her runner goes over to third on another ball that goes to the backstop. Get angry, they yell at her. Ground ball up the middle, handled. She's got the runner trapped at third. They throw to third. They throw home. She's going back to third. She's safe. The runner ends up on second. Second and third. Everybody's safe. Wow. Charlotte McGregor made the choice to try to get the runner in third. It couldn't have worked out worse for her. They didn't throw the ball away, but they didn't get the out either. Once the ball went all the way to the catcher who didn't come up the line, she was able to get back to third. And now it's 15-14 and a runner at third with one out on another wild pitch. And now Coach Dennis Baker, the erstwhile legend, makes a very timely trip to talk to his infield. Tying run at third, last of the seventh. A winning run at the plate, 15-14. Bellingham clinging to a one-run lead. Clockers have a runner on third who I can't identify. And G. Abatine at the plate. Here we go. Bounced. McGregor stays in the game. Coach Baker's going to let her finish this one way or the other, so it seems. Too high. A lot of pressure on the Bellingham catcher to keep this game from being tied. She's got to handle everything clean. Haley Evans under pressure. Abatini, a good hitter. Bounced, rolled. There she goes. She's headed for home. The throw to the plate. Safe. The game is tied. Abatini apparently walked on that pitch, unbeknownst to me, and reaches. Perhaps on a drop third strike as well. But I don't think she swung. 15-15. Winning run at first, one out. Popped up. A play for the third base girl. She misses it. They can't find it. Abatini ends up on second. A missed pop-up puts Elaine Jones on first base and allows Abatini, who had to hold up, to crawl to second as the Blackhawks couldn't pick it up once that pop-up dropped next to third base. Now the winning run's at second base, still only one out. And Erica Desiata coming up. And now the Coach Baker's upset about something and wants the umpires to confer. He said to the home plate ump, "Didn't you see that?" So everything will stay as it was. And Erica Desiata who had a big double over the center fielder's head her last trip, comes to the plate with Giabatini at second base is the winning run. Here's a strike to start it off by Gregor. The game is tied, 15-15, bottom of the seventh. Too high. Here it comes. Too high again, ball two. Line drive. Bounces in front of the third base girl. Throw to third. Out at third. 2 outs in the inning. Still runners at first and second. Heads up play by I guess it was the shortstop, who threw to third to get that force out. Ryan Haynes with the big play. Now there's 2 outs. Winning run at second. 2 outs now. Jess Sullivan at the plate. Bounced, rolled. That's going to advance the runners. Now the winning run's at third base. Here it comes. It's in the dirt. She handles this one. No advance. Winning run at third, 2 outs. Bottom of the seventh inning. Bellingham 15, Ashland 15. Jess Sullivan trying to send the Clockers to their first win of the season. The 2021 season. Timeout. Coach Baker calling a timeout in effect. Couldn't visit the mound because he'd have to remove the pitcher. So just asked her if she was all right from the third base line. Now we're ready. She bounces it. It gets by. Here comes the runner. She's safe. The Clockers win. That's the ball game. The Clockers rally in the bottom of the seventh in stunning fashion on a pass ball or a wild pitch. They score an astounding 5 runs with 1 out in the bottom of the seventh inning. They come from 15-11 down to steal it in the bottom of the seventh. The final score, Ashland 16 and Bellingham 15. The Clockers have their first win of the season, and we're very glad that WACA-TV was here to record it for posterity. An excellent game. The Clockers never gave up. They were down 5-0 before they even got an out in the first inning, and some perseverance by the Ashland pitcher, Ayla Halleck, was the difference in those first 3 innings that she's kept at it. And then Peyton McMullen came on in the 4th and gave the Clockers a real shot in the arm as she held Bellingham to 5 runs over 4 innings. And the Clocker offense kept coming back. They closed it. They tied it at 11. Bellingham went ahead 15-11, and the Clockers came back with 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th, scoring with 2 outs to win it 16-15. The big hits in the game. Patty McMullen, a big double. A huge three-run double by Olivia Gleason in the second inning. A 4-run inning for Ashland. Big double by McMullen and Claire Sheridan in the third inning were big plays. The steal of home by Jess Sullivan seemed to spark the Clockers in that big third inning. And, of course, the big rally in the seventh inning, sparked by a leadoff single by Peyton McMullen after one was out. And then the Clockers benefited from an error. Sophie Porter had a big single. And then a couple of errors and another big hit by Gianna Abatine, and her walk was big, and a couple of bad errors by Bellingham and some pass balls really helped Ashland as they persevered and stole this one at home at Ashland High School and beat the Hawks in the last of the seventh, 16-15. Tonight's game produced and directed by Connor Donovan. And our special thanks to the Marathon Deli for sponsoring our exciting coverage tonight, our exciting game with Bellingham and Ashland High School varsity softball tonight, and all the spring sports on WACA-TV. For Connor Donovan, this is Bob Thacker. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.